Good day everyone. Topic for today is all about Nstp program RA9163. But before that, firstly let me introduce myself. I'm Vivian Grace Perez and I will be discussing the Nstp program RA9163. And here are the members and their assigned topics. Letter A, Erica Gonzaga for the evolution of Nstp. Letter B, Claire Joy Montejo for the RA9163 and IRR. Letter C, Shirley Abagat for the introduction of NSRC. What is Nstp program RA9163? Republic Act 9163, also known as the National Service Training Act of 2001, was signed into law by the President on January 23, 2002, which became effective during the school year 2002 to 2003. The Nstp Act of 2001 aimed at enhancing civic consciousness and defense preparedness in the youth by developing the ethics of service and patriotism while undergoing training in any of its three programs. What is these three program components? These are the number 1, the Reserve Officers Training Corps or the ROTC. Number 2, Literacy Training Service or the LTS. Number 3, Civic Welfare Training Service or the CWTS. It was specifically designed to enhance the youth's active contribution to general welfare.
Evolution of Nstp starting from Commonwealth Act No. 1 of 1935 Constitution up to 1987 Philippine Constitution. The 1935 Constitution of the Philippines. The Filipino people imploring the aid of divine providence in order to establish a government that shall embody their ideals, conserve and develop the patrimony of the nation, promote the general welfare, and secure to themselves and democracy, to ordain and promulgate this Constitution, and provide the legal basis of the Commonwealth government, which was considered a transition government before the granting of the Philippine independence with American-inspired Constitution. The evolution of the Philippine Constitution. When democracy was restored in 1986, the 1973 Constitution was replaced by First Freedom Constitution, also known as Proclamation No. 3 in 1986. This Constitution came into full force and effect on February 11, 1987, after President Corazon C. Aquino. The contribution of Commonwealth. It was enacted by the National Assembly of the Philippines on 21 of December 1935. It provided for obligatory military service for all male citizens of ages between 18 and 30. Commonwealth Act No. 1, known as the National Defense Act. 1987 Constitution provided that authority is at all times supreme over the military. It also provided that the armed force of the Philippines is the protector of the Philippine and state. The first word of 1987 Philippine Constitution is the preamble. Preamble provides that we should establish a government which shall conserve and develop our patrimony. Our patrimony includes our public forest, mangroves, wildlife, and flora and fauna, which should be conserved as protected and renewed. Commonwealth Act No. 1. This act provides for the national defense of the Philippines, penalizing certain violations, therefore appropriating funds and for other purposes. And the purpose of this act was to create an independent Filipino military.
National Service Training Program, Starting Commission on Higher Education, Republic Act 9163, Nstp Act of 2001. What is the IRR of RA 9163? In recognition of the vital role of the youth in nation building, the state should promote civic consciousness and disease preparedness among them and shall develop their physical, moral, spiritual, intellectual, and social well-being. What is the meaning of IRR and NSTP? The implementing rules and regulations IRR shall cover all time, mandated functions and duties of the Philippines Competitions Commissions to facilitate the implementations of the provisions of Republic Act 10667, otherwise known as the Philippines Competitions Act. What is the meaning of Republic Act 916? 9163 on establishing the Nation's Service Training Program NSTP for the purpose Republic Act number 7077 and for other purpose, be it enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives of the Philippines in Congress assembled. What is the prime duty of the government according to the IRR of RA 9163? To serve and protect of its citizens. In turn, it should be the responsibility of all citizens to defend security of the state and in fulfillment theory of the government may require each citizens to render personal, military, or civil service. When was IRR of RS 9163 revised? Revised IRR of NSTP of 2011 RA 9163. Why NSTP is important to you as a student? The purpose of this program is to recognize the youth's vital role in nation's building, promote consciousness among youth, and develop their physical, moral, spiritual, intellectual, and social well-being. Who implemented the RA 9163? Republic Act 9163 or the National Service Training Program NSTP. Former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo signed it on January 23, 2002. What are the aims and goals of RA 9163? According to RA 9163, NSTP is a program aimed at enhancing civic consciousness and defense preparedness in the youth by developing the ethics of service and patriotism while undergoing training in any of its three program components, which are specially designed to enhance the youths. Who is the founder of NSTP? The National Service Training Program NSTP was implemented by the University of the Philippines UP Diliman in accordance with the Republic Act RA 9163 and Act establishing the National Service Training Program NSTP for tertiary level students, enabling the government to create a program that will in coverage.
So hello everyone, my topic is Introduction of NSRC. So let me state what is the NSRC. So the definition of terms of NSRC is National Service Reserve Corps, an organization composed of graduates of Civic Welfare Training Service and Literacy Training Service, components of the National Service Training Program as mandated by Republic Act of 9163 and NSTP Act of 2001. So now let me elaborate what is ROTC, what is LTS means, what is CWTS, why is NSRC important to students, under what section of RA 9163 thus NSRC is created, and what are the functions of NSRC. So now I will give you some examples or just simplifying those abbreviations that I mentioned earlier. ROTC means Reserve Officers Training Corps. It is a military training that helps students to be physically and mentally active in accordance to the preparation of national defense. So LTS means Literacy Training Service. It is the training for the students in college education in order to give service to the different segments of society. Civic Welfare Training Service. It is an activity that involves improving health, education, environment, and etc. It aims to have a betterment of life of the members and the community. So why NSRC important to students? The NSRC National Training Program aims to provide the vital knowledge and skills required for the successful development, organization, training, administration, utilization, mobilization, operations, accreditations, protection, and funding of the school-based and community-based NSRC reservists. Under what section of RA 9163 thus NSRC is created? From Section 11, Creation of National Service Reserve Corps, there is hereby created a National Service Reserve Corps to be composed of the graduates of the non-ROTC components. So we have the function of NSRC. First, we have to assist in the disaster preparedness, mitigation, response, and rehabilitation program. So it means that National Service Reserve Corps aim to help people in preparation of disasters and helps to reduce the severity of something. So second, we have to serve as an auxiliary to the Disaster Coordinating Council response units. So it means that NSRC provides supplementary help and support to the Disaster Coordinating Council response unit. And third, we have to assist in the promotion of civic welfare activities. So it helps to promote civic welfare activities in order to contribute to the general welfare at the betterment of life of the members of the community. So fourth, we have to assist in the complementation of literacy program. So it helps to implement literacy program for the different segments of society that in needs of services. So fifth, we have to assist in socio-economic development. So it helps to develop our socio-economic to increase the state capacity and reduce the issue about poverty. And number six, we have to assist in environmental protection. It means that NSRC helps to care and protect the environment away from any danger. And lastly, we have to perform other similar endeavors. It aims to venture and achieve something. So the last part of my report, I prepared something or just a feedback and my own opinion about my report. Introduce the NSCR. So I think that the offerings of NSTP is beneficial to the students because they make sure that the students will be trained very well. It will promote consciousness of a student and develop their physical, moral, spiritual, intellectual, and social well-being.